I'd like to call this August records meeting together at this time, it's 6 o'clock. You ready to do the pledge? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all very much. Yeah, it's like the long bridge. I did.
David Grow.
First up on the block, then. This will be short and sweet. Last month or previous meeting, this is just an update on the poll books, because you authorized already 3 additional poll books. I've got some information, they're around $1,300 each, okay. The other item I have is, I'm not sure how to proceed with this. Last month, we asked the commissioners for a resolution regarding enrolling Crawford County as a vote center county. Well, they said no, they're not going to proceed with that resolution. My main job tonight was to ask you for a resolution for to continue investigating Crawford as a vote center county. But since the commissioners are not going to go along with it, I don't see a pertinent need to ask you for a resolution, because it takes both of you. So I have some information here. If anybody wants it, you can look at it. But if we can't proceed, I mean, what do you suggest? Just wait till next year, try it again?
I think that'd be the right way to do it.
Okay. Okay. Anybody want a copy of this?
I'll take it.
Sure.
I'll file it, and if somebody wants to look at it, I'll have it.
Great. The copy, it's a template for the resolution itself, which all that's downloaded straight from the Secretary of State's office.
Okay.
So it's all right from their webpage. That's what they want to see.
Well, thank you.
You just got to fill in the blanks. Okay.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
So do we need to make
Shannon.
Hey, do we need to do anything on them notes or? I think we already did, didn't we? We got anything?
Oh, yeah, you might want to.
I think we still pay for the notes, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Well,
you might need to.
We didn't have an invoice. So I think
do we have an invoice?
$1,300 each.
Yeah,
Okay,
we did the additional election machines, the
Right.
Mhm.
But we didn't have a price on and we was going to pay for
Yeah, I
it free.
kind of discussion was, how many polling sites we were gonna have to how many we needed. And I think if you're continuing to keep Sulphur and Alton open for this year, they only need 1. And when you got 25 voters for the entire day.
I don't disagree. I just want to make sure that while we're in a public meeting that we.
Well, we got three here.
Is he still here?
I think he just went out. So we want to make do I have a motion to approve money for those books?
We got 3, right? That's what he said.
Very close.
I'll make a motion to approve the. 1,300.
1,300 each, 3 books. Yeah,
Yeah.
I second that.
All in favor?
Mhm.
No, that's for the ones I thought they just bought.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for the
The
one.
ones I just bought.
Did you want to see how the election fund, because I
Yes.
just put money in there for
I think so.
settlement, so.
Yes. So was you okay on that?
Yeah, I just didn't know if it was 3 enough, but
That's what he said.
That seems to be what the number was.
whatever it is, that's good.
Chance, sorry.
That's okay. So I've got 2 items to discuss. I'll start with the easier one first. I sent you all out an email yesterday or Friday one about our upcoming federal aid call with, the rehab Bridge 45, Long Bridge at Alton. Have Laura Philippi here with me from Lockmuller Group. She's gonna speak a little bit more about the process. I don't know if anybody on the council was here the last time the federal aid call was done. I think it was about 7 or 8 years ago, it's before I came. But we're looking at an estimated total cost of about 7.8 million. That's at an 80-20 split. That is broke out over several years. We're not asking for the commitment tonight. But we will be pretty shortly here. She'll go over more about that, but we've already done the first step, which was having a historic analysis of the bridge. That cost, I can't remember, maybe about $40,000, but that was the preliminary engineering that made us even eligible to apply for the call. Or learn a little bit more about it.
Yeah. So he said, I'm for Billy Beaver Flock Miller Group. I've been working with Chance for a while on this bridge. So my previous time, the Core Lock Miller Group was with NDOT. So I've got lots of experience and knowledge with this call that they have coming up. They just put out a newsletter that they put out monthly, NDOT does, where they just announced that their NOFA is what they call it, their Notice of Funding Availability is coming up for their next round of projects. So that was what I kind of reached out to Chance to say, hey, I know this bridge has been something you're interested in. Now's the time to finish getting paperwork together if it is something you want to do, because it is a process. Their application does open the first week of November and closes the first week of December. So you have 30 days to get your application together. Like Chance said, this is a historic select bridge that he's wanting to do this rehab on. So Federal Highway does require you to do some homework, if you will, a little bit of pre-work, pre-engineering that you have to do before you can even apply for this bridge, just to make sure that the work that you're wanting to do on the bridge is going to be allowed. In prior years before they required this homework on the bridges, they would have communities come in and apply for a complete reconstruction of a bridge, just to find out the historic group was not going to allow that. So now they make you do what is called the historic bridge alternative analysis to get that process started, which the county has, just to determine that, hey, this fix is going to be okay. And so that rehab has been done, has been approved, is ready to be applied for. So the process with NDOT, I won't go too far deep in the weeds. I don't know, did the email, did you forward on the email that we had sent you? Okay, so it does kind of explain a little bit, but it is 80-20. It is a statewide competitive grant. You will be scored. There's an interview process associated with it. They will have an interview with NDOT at the Vincennes district. After that interview, you would go in statewide and be competing against statewide projects, still within the Department of Transportation. Bridges, though, historically are always successful. They always have historically reached out prior to these calls and have said, hey, Crawford County, we have money. What bridges do you have? Just because they need to get rid of this money. They need to get rid of the funding. They know communities have bridges that need to be taken care of. So I would hope that you'd be successful, in that application process. So it is open. Yes. Good question.
Is this a repair job or a new bridge?
A rehab is what they're going after.
A rehab?
Since it's select, a historic select really limits what you can do to a bridge. So it's gonna have to be a rehab.
For 7 million, looks like we can get a new bridge.
I know.
So wasn't it already determined that it was historic?
It's already determined historic.
So why do we pay $40,000 if we already know it is?
It's required.
It's because it is historic. So because it is historic, because the Federal Highway come in and said, this bridge is historic, you now have to go through all these other hoops before you can apply for funding. So you have went through all those hoops to determine that this rehab needs to happen.
And then it has to be completed back as it is today.
There has to be certain elements that have to be put
So we're gonna continue to do something wrong.
wrong.
I guess that's my question. What would it cost? Hypothetically, just give me around, I don't exact. Assuming you pour that down or left it there for people to look at and go.
So the analysis did that, and I think the figure they came up with was what, 12 to 14 million.
So 12 to 14 million, and you're probably not gonna have to touch it in mine or your lifetime.
Well, they're not,
This thing,
if
it's
they're,
over and over and over.
if they would let you build it.
I get it, and I get the historic part. My problem is that's a big number for a rehab. The bridge that we continue to keep working on over and over and over. We just worked on it last year. And it just, I mean, it's almost like a money pit. I don't know.
It is a money pit.
Yeah.
It's 20 years ago, redid the bridge.
2008.
Million,
Yeah, it's a million. I can't remember the exact figure. But I think this would be more extensively done. That's, I think, in-house. I don't think the federal government had.
and what I was saying, if I continue to do something wrong,
So I asked the question about the
bridge.
timber runners and the timber deck. Mark, who was the engineer that did this analysis, said that you might be able to go back in with a steel grate deck, but it would have to be approved by the Historic Society. And you would have to have some justification to go back in with a steel deck beyond, it's cheaper maintenance.
Other than wood doesn't last 20 years.
Yes, that, you would have to have a justification beyond that. And he said what you might possibly be able to submit is that a metal grate would be lighter than a timber deck, and you might be able to up the load grade.
But I mean, all of that would get hashed out in the process, obviously, because there's a lot of back and forth. Even though this historic bridge alternative analysis has been started, it has not been completed. It's just that they require you to start the process, to have that first back and forth with the historic group to make sure that the path you're going down is right. Just so that when you do come and apply, you're applying for the right fix and for the right amount of money, so that you get awarded a certain amount of money, your whole thought changes on what you're gonna do with the bridge, and then you're out that amount of, everything gets screwed up 2 years down the road. So they required this about, I've been away from it about 6 years now. This was about 10 years ago. They required this.
And the other two bridges, they were able to be replaced.
They were not, I don't believe they were select. Morton would know the answer to that. I think that they were historic non-select, and
Which
we
makes the
had
big
3 historic select, which is Long Bridge, Archibald Falls, and Top Ford.
The bridge 42, Alton, otherwise the Blue River, it's not. Okay? And the Archibald Falls, it's.
But we just give $1 million to Hawkins, they didn't do what they were doing.
Put in a ferry.
So, and I guess basically the point of this was just to let you guys, I guess, be aware of this funding opportunity.
Yeah.
That it is coming up. There is a lot of communities right now that are very nervous with funding. I'm sure you guys are too. So I don't foresee a lot of communities coming into this call, which I think would also give you guys a really good chance of being funded for this at 80-20. Where 20% of it is what you have to, take on. Like Shane said, it is nothing that has to be done right now. Once you would be awarded funding, the preliminary engineering phases last about 4 to 5 years while everything gets done. So it's monthly invoices that you would pay 100% of and then get reimbursed. It's at the time of construction, which would be, I think this call is about 2032 when construction would be. I know that sounds out there. But that's when you send your bids out for contractor, when that amount came in, you'd be responsible for 20% of that bid amount. That's the largest lump sum at one time you'd have to pay. And that's, like I said, 2032 is what you can do.
So what happens if this price goes up in 2032?
So there's contingencies. When we put in a cost estimate, we build in contingencies for that. To estimate. I mean, this isn't our first rodeo, we figure that's gonna happen. So, and what you get awarded is what you stick with, and we know that as well. So whenever you put the application in for this amount, that's what NDOT's gonna award you, and we always wanna come in under that through every phase. So we try to go high with the numbers, obviously.
So this number is the 2033 construction estimate number. If everything was ready to go today, the estimated cost was 4.8 million. So that does include the 20% contingency for.
Good number.
It's one of those terrible situations that if you were a county that was stuck with select bridges, you gotta, like Sean said, continue to do the wrong thing for a long period of time because they're not gonna let you build a new bridge. So the only 2 real choices, practical choices, is rehab or close it. I mean, so if you close that and then Archibald Falls eventually gets closed,
Your stuff.
You're going a long way around to get to Cape San.
So it is something, like I said, I was tickled when the email came out that NDOT is going through with this, the next funding call. So I really wasn't sure what they would do. So when they sent the email out last week that they were gonna have this next round of funding, I was tickled just to see that, and then just wanted to make sure that Chance was aware, and then, yes, I'd make sure you guys were aware in case you guys had any questions of the process, or to know, you know, what you could expect. And that's just the whole thing, so.
We got a long time to come up with the money, but that much money, we gotta start thinking about it right now.
There's some big sales of car washes.
Okay, that's all on that. So it's just a money night tonight. Okay, I've got one invoice here we need to discuss, and then another one we need to discuss as well, but this one's a little bit easier. So for our catastrophic flooding, June 26th and 27th, we worked quite a bit, force account work, had about, I don't know, maybe $12,000 in overtime between 3 payrolls. We work a lot cheaper than contractors do. And the first invoice that we've gotten for the emergency work that we contracted with through our annual bid, spoke with the commissioners who we agreed that we had to bring in outside forces. This does not include the Kemp Road Bridge that washed out. Many of you probably saw that in the paper. We have a quote on that for $199,000. We have not signed anything on that because of where it is. We felt like we had a little time to plan and maybe get a couple more competitive bids. So we haven't done that. We have one quote. Chad's aware of this one. A little high for Blair Road. We've not been invoiced for that yet, so we don't know what that'll come in at. It could come in on the high side of around 50,000, but we asked them to stop what they were doing to get that open. I've been going back and forth with one of the commissioners at NDOT to try to get NDOT to cover that, because we believe it's totally on their right of way. The damage was all on the front side of their drainage ditch. The surveys, the platted surveys show that it's on NDOT's right of way, but they say that it's not. It was our responsibility, so it was asked CNR to come in and move everything that they were doing to the front of the road so that people that live back there can get in and out or leave them stuck. So we'll discuss that one when that invoice comes in next month, but right now we have a list of about 15 roads that CNR was able to redo for us. And it comes in at $215,338.58. And we'll need to decide where we want to pay that from. I don't think with the going on 5 months suspension of the gasoline tax and excise tax that we're in a position to pay that from the restricted fund. I mean, we can, but it's just going to further exacerbate our issues with the MVH funds. To kind of update you on the unrestricted fund, we've cut our deficit by about 60% on that. That is continuing to build up. Because all the work I do to document the restricted funds uses. Dan, Morton, and Larry and I met with the governor's representative about, a month ago. And the governor has promised to make us whole on our MVH distribution cuts. But the state comptroller has said that will be made whole by the end of November. And so we have this is the main one staring us down right now that we really just can't absorb from our funds. These others talk about in a second, we probably can. But this one is one that you all will have to decide where we want to pay this expenditure from.
The information I had that they were gonna make that right in July, told us the last of July.
They gave us one payment in July, but that was just a partial payment for what we did not get in May. So it'll be fun. The State Board of Finance is going to meet once a month, July, August, September, and October, because the gasoline and excise tax is paid 3 months in arrears. So the idea to get us whole by the end of November, my guess is now that'll be the end of December because the governor had to extend that cut again through the September 8th. It's supposed to expire August 8th, and he extended it again through September 8th. Our MVH revenue's been about 50% of what it normally is.
What was that figure again on that, Bruce?
215, 338, 58.
Gotcha, thank you.
So there's 275,000 that came in your lane mileage.
Yes,
We have an ordinance for it tonight. Jackie says that can be used to cover your,
yes. Part of it can't, but part of it can, part of it was already committed, but part of it can. There's about, so I have that as part of my figures here. We had about 191,000 of that was already committed on our construction project for what wasn't funded through community crossings. So that leaves what, about $80,000 residue there that could be used towards this 215.
so you already used that before we got it?
Yes, we committed those construction dollars based on our lane mileage projections.
So your 1136 or 1176 is it still overdrawn?
It's negative about 220,000 the last time I looked, which is it was about 500,000 negative at the start of the year. Which this wouldn't be paid out of 1176 anyway. It's the
Yes,
sum of the two.
but that has to be balanced by the end of the year, right?
It's supposed to be.
So your 1173, where you at on it?
There was about, when I got my budget report, I think there was about 880,000 in there.
I know you gotta go to the end of the year here, but you are getting monthly installments, right?
Yes, about 50% of the normal distribution. So normally we get about 100,000, 110,000 in each. And I think last month it was like 52,000 into each. And then we did get the one makeup payment from May, which was about $50,000.
You don't know what you're gonna get next year.
Yeah, we don't know what we're gonna get.
Could be zero.
Could be zero, could be normal distribution.
Oh, we got a better governor than that. He'll give us some money.
Yeah, it's so far.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised. I thought they were gonna I understood you were gonna make your whole in the 21st of July.
Well, we did too, but it's not happened, and we don't know when it's gonna happen. More likely, it will be in November or December. So, you know, we can't survive today without some help from, you know.
I think what he wants to do is a good idea, right? But in some counties that have large budget surpluses, that you can float that for 6 months. We can't do that. We operate on slim margins. We always have, and we probably always will unless something changes. But I do, well, I'll touch on that later, I guess. But there is 69,000 in CUMA that is not committed, and there is right now, there's about 70,000 in wheel tax that's not committed. Wendy said there was like 36,000 that came in July, but that won't get in until the end of August. So, but we still have.
We got 5 months, you know, before the end of the year. As well as we gotta keep what could be and win. I mean, you know, we're just asking not to drain us down because. You know, if we get this money reimbursed, we'll go back to look, but you know, until that happens, we gotta operate just like your checkbook. If you ain't got money in your checkbook, you can't bet you're gonna get your next paycheck. That's what we gotta do to avoid. We gotta avoid that, or we're gonna be right in the same shape, Bill. At the end of we're not gonna balance at the end of the year, this loss of revenue. we was on track to balance. We was on track to balance at the end of the year, but now this is shot the whole thing, you know.
We worked really hard to cut our expenditures. We've not done any projects. We've not bought any equipment, things we needed to do, you know. And, it's gonna be difficult. You know, when you see my budget request for 2027, you'll see substantial cuts in there. And so until this gas tax all works through, we may be able to come back in January and say, yeah, we can restore those cuts. But right now, we don't think we can do them there.
Any suggestions?
What about, I'm just asking them, what do we got in, capital projects? What we got there in that fund? I left on paper, no. When they sent me, Wendy, what we got in that, do you know? I see what we got in Randy Day.
The 215,338 is a invoice that you're sitting on right now, that they're waiting, they're waiting.
It just come on Thursday.
That's work that's been done.
Yes.
What's the chances you'll get reimbursed for that, you know?
$75,000.
I would like to tell you they're good, but I met with FEMA middle of July and we haven't heard a word since. So what does that tell you? The statewide threshold has to be 10.5 million
215 bill.
for it to kick in. We were just $1 million of that, so.
Right.
Wendy's got a good suggestion here. I think would work to give, is it EMV or ENR? Who is it?
See it on.
CNR. Give us those figures again.
He's got 70, what'd you say, 75,000 approximately in his wheel tax. You said 69 in the coon cap chance,
Yes,
and then how much was left over out of that lane mileage?
close to 80,000.
Just before you start figuring up numbers, I'm totally opposed to the wheel tax. When I presented that, I proposed that was only to be used for the match. And I'll just let everybody right now, we'll vote against using the wheel tax for that.
Well, Sean, that's good because we have our match on our community crossings.
That's
my next
why
part.
that's why it was there.
So what do you recommend?
We got Orange County, we got,
You got a rainy day and you got maybe capital projects.
talk to CNR. See what, I mean, they know what situation we're in.
CNR's been very easy to work with. They will work with us.
I would say we wouldn't have to come up with 250,000 tonight. But they got payroll to meet, they got supply costs, I get that.
You know, they got more invoices coming too.
Right. And that's, we got more.
I'm sorry,
You have 604,000 in capital project.
600.
You could pay CNR out of that,
That's
and
what I would do.
the rest of the things are not too bad a shape right now. But I think we ought to get CNR paid.
Yeah, they do.
That's nice of them to fix 15 roads for us.
Let's just do that.
I'll make that motion, take 215,338.58 out of the capital project.
Do you have a second on that?
I'll second that.
All in favor? 7-0.
Okay.
Can you, work with the rest of it with what you got?
Well, I can't other than, we just need to decide where the rest of this match for, community crossings is coming from. So our final invoice on that's $493,854. We have 300,921 left in our, grant, in the community crossings fund. That leaves us owing a balance of 192,933 for our match. And that's why I had those other figures, because I knew Sean, when he made his motion and wheel tax passed, that we did not have a fund for wheel tax, and you don't have to, you can put it in any legal fund in the highway fund. And he said he wanted it to be a match. Well, it passed on that, and he made his motion. We'll receipt that money into Fund 9138, which is Community Crossings Fund.
Yeah.
So that takes care of basically $100,000 of that 193. But we still need to come up with other approximately $94,000, $92,933.
92 what?
Not, basically, for a round number, let's use 95,000.
You went from 92 to 95 there, quick.
Well, it's round, we're rounds there, so we don't cut.
I thought 93 was next.
I'm trying to work out a budget here, buddy.
Moving forward, so we've now seen that their estimates were pretty close to correct. Sean said it'd bring in about 200,000 a year. 7 months into the year, we had $100,000. So by the time we get around to doing our
Yeah.
match this time next year, there's 100,000 for the front half of the year and 100,000 for the back half of next year. Should have about 200,000 in there by the time your match is due in 2027.
So the 493, 854 is due now. And we have it all except 92.
Oh, except for the 90, basically 92, 93,000. We have that in our grant fund.
Do you have a recommendation on that?
What's the Orange County River vote? What comes out of there?
Only thing that comes out there is like maintenance right now.
What would
That's you're in charge of that, right? Huh? Commissioner,
We're good.
the Orange County River vote, ain't that the one you have to?
Need Commissioner.
It has 361,000.
I can hear.
I didn't hear you, but yeah,
I mean, you're talking.
you're right now.
Just talking about you.
Well, I can hear a word.
All right.
Come on.
Chad.
They're talking about getting the balance out of that. But
361,000.
out of the Orange County River Bowl, which you guys need to approve, they want to take 92,000 out of that to finish up paying this 493,000.
Okay,
Is that all right with you guys?
it'd be okay with me.
I'm good with it.
Is that all right with you, Chance?
It's not my funds, but I'd be glad to get CNR paid, so yes, that would be okay.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good place.
I'll make that motion to take it out of the Orange County River.
Second.
The 92, whatever it is, and that gets our 20% of the
Was it 93?
of the grant paid, right?
That's correct.
93.
93,000.
It's 193, because we have 300,000 in there, 100,000 wheel tax, and then 93,000 Orange County.
Yeah, that's what I mean, that's what the motion is, 93,000.
Everybody follow all that? You ready to vote on it? We got a motion and a,
I said.
Second, Lucia second.
all in favor?
Uh,
All right, there's two of your problems solved.
Yeah.
You've solved most of our problems right there.
That's all you get, that's all you get tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
So I'm not an engineer,
Okay, not either.
and, and this was a catastrophic two water events. But I talked to a lot of coffee engineers, I talked to a lot of other highway departments, and they say you have to keep your culverts clean and the ditches, or you're gonna continue to lose 56 million tons of gravel. So we got,
Give me the funds to hire the people.
it's just has to be, you know.
Manpower, and we can do that.
Yeah, I mean, I just know that if there's ditches to be cleaned, culverts to be cleaned. That would be a priority, because that's what's causing your problems. If water gets on the ditches, it washes out the roads. So, I'm not an engineer.
John,
I don't think anybody disagrees.
there's something you just had.
You want to do my
Yeah.
exchange?
Oh, absolutely. That's why I said this is above,
I'll just call them.
but we have this all year long.
All right, let's move on. Tim, you're up.
Those big painless.
All right,
That's what we want to hear. Say it one more time.
need 5.6 million.
I borrowed Tim's glasses, so he didn't really know what he's doing, so.
We did the bids, for a new truck. We only had one bid, which is the same company of ambulances that we currently have now. Came in at $304,875. That the commissioners went ahead and approved upon your contingent of approval as well. Right now, there's 210,500 in escrow. By the time this truck comes in, we will have at least minimum of three. Well, more than likely when this thing comes in, it'll be probably close to 4 or 5 deposits coming in, but there will be money in there to pay for this truck when it comes in. So the truck, they say, it was 18 months to 2 years. Last time they said that, it took 28 months. So,
Wow.
it'll either come in March or September, somewhere in there, of 2028.
So what's the price you need approved?
$304,875. You guys can hold off on the other 5 days later.
Do we have a motion to approve that? 304,875.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second.
75.
And that locks it in.
Yes.
All in favor? 7-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah. I pay you get 5 days.
Okay, yeah, is that it?
So I have the resolution that Leader's office prepared for the lane mileage fund.
Yes.
It's Fund 1242, and that's where the 275,000 was receipted into. That's, the state set that fund number, so that's the fund number that it is. If you need to know more about the lane mileage, Chance can probably better explain that than I can, of what it's for. It's for so much. Chance, you want to speak on it?
Well, it's basically additional money, the lane mileage formula. So we were eligible for that because you all passed the wheel tax last year. It's instead of waiting to this year, so we got that first distribution. But it's basically used, it's gonna phase out community crossings over the next several years. But it's basically reconstruction, construction, preservation money, which is the same as our restricted fund. But it doesn't require all the NDOT approval and scoring. It's more or less community crossings without all the hoops.
Does anybody want to look at this ordinance that we have? Do you have a motion to approve the ordinance for this fund? Sean made a motion. Do we have a second? I'll second. Chad seconds. All in favor? Thank you. I found someone to work on the Parks Board. His name is David Jones. He's really good with budgets and stuff, and so a while back Broughton resigned, and I've been looking for somebody for some time, and it's been hard to find someone, so I pressured David into doing it because he got me on the board that he's on, so.
I'll make the motion, put David Jones on the park board as our representative.
Thank you. Do we have a second? All in favor? 7-0. You want me to do some stuff here?
I got more. Continue.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I have the minutes for June, that I emailed, said each one of you.
Minutes for June. Everybody okay with those?
I think, I'm just, quick question, I think it was just a typo, there was some confusion, Wendy, that whole BGC, Marengo, and the jail repair, and there wasn't even a jail repair fund. You remember that? And we're like,
What
why,
is it at on here?
the third page, under your name, additional BGC Marengo transfer to jail repair.
I have to look at the thing. I think it's a typo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That should have been for.
I don't think we have a
Didn't that come from
BGC
the
account.
health
Yeah, it
department?
was the health department
Yeah,
for their,
Grant or something under dishwasher or something.
it was dishwasher.
So you want to make a
there was
motion?
like a Flex jail repairs.
I just marked it out.
Okay. I just knew there was some sort of correction.
You want to make a motion with that correction?
I'll make the motion with the correction.
Have a second?
A second.
All right. Troy seconds. All in favor? Thank you.
Thanks for telling me, Sean. Then we'll catch that.
Sorry to get everything. June, and what else we have? Got some more minutes?
I have, no, that's all I'm waiting
I know
on.
we have.
Yeah. So I have I didn't have no additionals, but I do have transfers. For the local public health service, which is the grant that they have. Out of storage rental fees transferring to local health public service, office supplies, $840. Local public health service, program partner support supplies transferring to professional services, $1556.90. EMS, EMT on call, transferring to EMS miscellaneous supplies, $13,000. Probation, chief probation officer, transferring to probation supply, $3,000.
We have a motion to approve those transfers.
I'll make a motion.
Mark,
Approve those.
Sean seconds. All in favor?
The other thing that I have, I sent you the salary ordinance, and explained to you all that I need to make my deputies, all deputies, get paid the same amount because can't very well lose an employee because I'm trying to make them a chief deputy if they do not want to take that position. I'm just trying to get through the end of my term and do it peacefully as I can, so it's the only way that I can stay compliant with the State Board of Accounts.
Wait a minute.
To
Do
pay
what?
them the same amount. So I don't have a chief deputy. No one in my office wants to take that position. So I emailed you. all
What's the State Board of Accounts got to do with it?
because I have to pay the right amount. So if I'm paying somebody chief deputy pay, but they're not my chief deputy, I'm not paying them the correct way.
Well, don't pay him chief deputy pay.
Why, that's why I'm doing this. I have to change salary ordinance because I have first deputy on there. And when I spoke to Jackie, she told me that I could do this, but to come to you all with the salary ordinance. However, if you don't want to sign this tonight, you can next month because I'll be bringing another one back next month, adding a position for another department.
I would not be in favor of changing salary ordinance right now. We're just getting ready to go into that. I mean, you guys different on that?
Is there a way that you could have the chief deputy as a stipend pay? So,
I
cause like, for instance, the sheriff's department,
don't know about that.
The
I don't
sheriff-
know
the
that.
sheriff's deputies and the jail commander and all those, they make the same dispatch director, and then they got an additional $2,500 for that position.
But the problem is you don't have anybody that wants the
Yeah.
job, right?
That's exactly right. So
Thanks, officer.
instead of saying first deputy, it's just gonna say deputy and it's gonna have the same dollar amount. It's gonna be a lesser amount actually than the first deputy is. So I'm asking for it just to say deputy and the pay is only $17.68 all the way across the board for every single one of my employees.
What is the chief deputy, what's that entail that they don't wanna do?
They just have more duties and they're all young and none of them feel that they can do it.
They're
So
all new employees. It's part of
I'm
it.
kind of stuck and I'm just trying to get through.
Yeah. What I was saying though is employee. Chief deputy is just an additional stipend on top of that. I guess that's a Jackie question maybe. So I think if we can ask if we can do that.
Well, she's gonna be here the 24th. I think we table this till the 24th, don't you?
That's like I said, that's the way they did the sheriff's department. Everybody got paid the same, but then there was an additional amount for being the chief deputy, jail commander.
Which I'll still have to
IDAC
change salary for that.
Well, we may be changing it anyway, but it'd be better to just do it one time. Thank you.
If I had to add a position for another department next month anyways, I'm gonna be bringing you, salary ordinance. That's gonna be paid out of a grant. For the judge's office, so. I'll be adding up positions for that.
So what else
We
do we have?
got the 24th, we got, budget workshop.
Budget workshop's the 24th. Maybe 25th, but what we don't do a good job is.
We're gonna do it all the 24th.
We're gonna do a good job. What time you wanna start, Bill? 7?
Usually she wants to
6:30?
start about 8.
8, that's fine.
Have you got time?
8 till we get done.
8 o'clock.
That sounds good.
On
The only other thing I had was that multi-task force.
Yeah, but
I sent you.
that's what I was gonna say.
We don't have to do that.
Yeah, me and Bill was, and they emphasized numerous times. It underlines you made it.
Yeah. So what the deal is on that, if you guys don't know, it's for these larger counties that have cities inside of them that
5,000.
set taxes, and they're trying to get them all to agree on the same thing. So you don't live here in the county, go over to this and stay in the same county and pay a different tax over there. We do not qualify for that. All of our towns are small and we do not need to do this.
And even at that, what was interesting was that they're creating this, and I don't like the fact to call it must, it makes it sound like you must do it, but that the must board has to make a unanimous decision
Yes.
to go to the council, and the council, it doesn't matter. You just go, okay, good job, guys.
It's gonna be confusing for some of these people, so.
But it's
What kind of timeline is that?
20, well, it had me, so we have to have one by the end of the month, end of October.
In October, yeah.
I've got some estimates for the park board. Duke Energy, we've been talking to them, the parks board has, and I've been involved with it a little bit, but they're gonna run a new service over and set 3 transformers down towards that second horse thing down there that's fenced in, down towards where they do the racing. So they're gonna run electric all the way down to that point. And this is in preparation to get 30 campsites installed. Their cost, they give us 2 prices. 47,000 was just to go down to the campsites, to go 5 more hundred feet. They wanted 60,000, but that would put us electric all the way down to the end where they could do whatever they need to down there. Their price is 60,236. To price that down, the commissioners looked at this today and agreed with it, and we want to pay that out of the money we set aside to do capital projects out there.
So that'll come out of the money we've been saying.
That's coming up.
I have a hard time hearing back here, but, we asked for her to get another proposal on that.
Well, oh, okay,
We just need one proposal, and we asked her to do that.
yeah. This has to be done by Duke Energy. You're talking about the campsites.
Yeah.
And I have,
I apologize, I can't hear well.
I'm sorry, I talk too low, and I know it, my wife says I talk too loud, but I think I talk too low.
I'm sorry.
I'll cover that for you,
Okay,
and I have it.
okay.
That comes out of the money we've already appropriated for them.
Yeah. That comes out of the 400,000 that we set aside to improve.
What kind of receipts do we have this year for the park?
Well, I hate that you brought that up, because I'm a little disturbed on what they did out there, but I went to the Parks Board last night, and it's supposed to be corrected. They let all that camping go out there. All those sites filled and never charged for camping.
Why not?
What was the reason that they did?
They didn't give me no reason.
Well, like I said, when we did this, I'll do it this time. If we see improvements, I'll think about it the next time. But when this is gone, you can forget it, cause
I went to the Parks Board last night and I told them the only free camping is in Walmart parking lot.
I don't,
And they agreed that from now on, it'll be $35.
they gotta spend that money wisely and make money when they can, because
I explained to them that without revenue, they don't exist. They have to have revenue. That's why we're trying to do this so they can get more revenue. And I think it's the right thing to do. So
But I thought $500,000 was to get more revenue. I never have heard an amount. What is our revenue for this year?
I don't know
Approximately
what the,
5,000.
So we've got 5,000 that came in this year. And we put 100 something this year.
and
It's not a good return.
obligated 400 more.
we, I hate to say it, but we need some management skills out there. And somebody that's good with money.
As I said before, we've done this for 20 years. And I know, like Mark said, it's ours now. So now
We're doing it
we're
legally.
taking the blame for, I guess, allowing. I mean, we're not in charge of the park. We just fund it, but I can't.
I met with the park board and they promised me that they will correct this. And so I think they will. And I tried to make them understand that this money is not for budgets, it's for projects to help them get
Well,
more revenue.
there's nothing else coming in the rest of the year, right? No rodeos, no.
I don't know
shows.
that question. I asked Jane to come tonight and she said she couldn't be here.
She has something this
I was
weekend.
thinking they've got a few things scheduled, but don't,
But I mean, as far as they don't need electric tomorrow,
no.
so,
No.
and I know didn't Duke do a grant? Wasn't there something? Was there some sort of grant?
I asked our economic development guy, Jesse, to check on, see if he could help on this, and we never got nothing, so we need to do this. This is,
But have we ever fixed the air conditioners?
I think everything's working.
as far as I know, it was cool in there last night.
Dan, do you know?
Well, I think everything's operating, that's such a right.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So do we want electric for campsites that we don't charge for? Or do we want to have air conditioning in a building?
We've got air conditioning, Sean.
Okay, Dan said either.
Well, there is air conditioning there, but the age on it, you know, it's not gonna.
I mean, I went over there with one day,
I think they.
the air conditioner was 68 degrees, there wasn't nobody in there.
The campsites, I think, is the only potential of letting that place grow. And if you don't have campsites, you're not gonna get nothing else. And if you have campsites, it has potential of getting bigger things, and that's the best way I know. If you have a better way to spend this money, to make money, I'm open to suggestions and I would really like it.
I
That
know
was,
she was talking about concerts and rodeos and
I think they're working with the
pole, truck pull.
like a.
They have a-
Rodeo type deal, but they've gotta have this stuff back there before they can get that, so.
they have a horse outfit that wants to make this their home. And so there is some potential there, but they need electric and water. I mean, and we need campsites. And if you don't do this, you might as well sell the place. I mean, that's my point. I mean, if you're not gonna do, it can't keep on doing the way it's doing. So we gotta do something. And this is what I've looked at is I think is I go camping all the time and I see these parks making 30 and 40,000 a weekend and they're full of campers. And if you don't have that, I mean, they have 13 campsites right now. And that's not enough to get much in. So,
And she has some activity coming up. I mean, I know there's some fall, Christmas and some gun shows and, you know, there were some things like that, but.
do I have?
So the horse people, you said that want to call it home, are they putting anything into it? Do they charge admission?
I'm really not in charge of the park, Sean, and I can't answer those questions.
Yeah.
You need to direct those to Jake.
Okay.
So
So I'll just hold on.
I've just been to a couple board meetings and
Yeah.
trying to promote what I think might work. I think they need volunteers, they need a lot of stuff, I mean, they need help.
Yeah, that was the thing before, everybody used to volunteer and mow it and everything, and now we pay 5,000-6,000 mower.
Well, they did till they quit mowing.
I volunteered to mow that out by the road and that on both sides, so between now and between now and the Sorghum Festival.
Right.
Do I have a motion to?
How much was
that?
60?
236.
What'd you say?
I'm wanna know if there's a motion to.
62, how much was it?
It's on there, it's 60.
$60,236.
That's for everything, but it's only 47 to go to the horse place, right?
I think, yeah. No,
It says
if you don't go to the horse place, it's 47. If you go 5 more hundred feet after you pass the camping, it's 60. The Parks Board voted to go to down to the 60 if we do it.
47 if we omit the
And that-
500.
And that would be an additional how many sites down the road?
That's not the sites now.
I know that.
That's 3 transformers. For each transformer, will cover 10 sites. And then there'll be electric all the way back to that fenced in arena back in the back.
What I'm asking though is if you go all the way back, could there be additional campsites?
Yes,
Cause there's like.
Probably could.
there's
50
plenty of room
Yeah,
to
all
make
kinds
more
of
campsites.
Yeah.
And so this is just Duke Energy running stuff, and it's not included. You were looking for second bids on the other stuff. That's
different.
2 different projects.
Yeah.
We're only looking at this.
I've got the other, if this, but there's no need to talk about it if you don't wanna do the Duke Energy.
We'll talk about the other, how much is that you're thinking of on the campsites?
Phases. Go to the horses.
What more additional on on that?
So that.
Would there be?
So they're gonna use this out of money to provide me. It's fine. And it's in the.
Probably the best use of the money we have. It's okay.
It's improvement, so.
Do you want to know what the additional is for the extra campsites or the campsites back there
Well,
besides?
that's just one estimate. They're gonna get a couple
I've got
estimates.
2 estimates.
Yeah.
You do?
I
Okay,
got one on my phone a while ago.
okay, okay.
Well, I think for it to grow, they gotta have power back there. No matter what we have, whether it's campsites, horse shows, rodeos, truck pulls, everybody needs power nowadays. I'll make a motion to spend the $60,236 out of the funds we've already allocated for them to use. 400,000.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Troy seconds. All in favor? You passing, Sean? Are you going?
I'm opposed. I support the 47 to the horse. I'm just giving my. I support 47 to the horse. I.
So do you want to hear the rest of the story?
No,
That's what I thought.
not until the park board's here to tell us.
So we did run into a problem. Duke Energy don't do no digging no more. They don't want the liability of digging.
We heard that.
So
So,
that 60,000 don't include them digging out?
no, sir.
Well, I wish you'd said that.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
You said 60,000 to run power.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Three
we will lay it on the ground.
transformers and the wiring and all that and putting it in, but
I'm sorry, that's a misrepresentation.
They don't.
Was that including poles or?
there's no poles. It's all underground, 3 foot in the ground.
But they're gonna dig it, put it in the ground.
Well, they're not gonna dig it.
And they're not gonna dig it.
How do you put it underground if you're not?
Yeah, right.
I don't want poles.
So
I wanna withdraw my motion then if I can,
Yeah.
because that, I was misled, Bill, that 60, that's gonna put electric all the way back to the back.
yes, it is.
No, it ain't, cause they ain't gonna hold to put it in. That's just for the material.
That's, yeah. Mm-hmm,
Well,
That's 60,000 for the material.
mm-hmm.
What's it gonna cost to dig it?
Yeah, what's it gonna cost? I think?
Laramore's bid to, this has to be 3 foot deep they have to put in the conduit,
Fixing
and
to
then
next
they
year.
do run
I'll do
through.
it for half.
Do you wanna hear this?
Yeah.
Now,
So. What you
I
got?
have 2 pages of material here. The cost on it is $62,659 from Larimore Electric. Fisher Electric turned in a bid of $66,584. This includes material for pedestals for electric, 30 amp service, and hydrants for 30 camping sites. There's a bill here from Charlie, my son. It's 23,000, and it's the digging and helping install. Larimore had this in his bid, but the other didn't put it in his bid, so Larimore had to pull it out so he would be a low bid.
Mm.
So we need a, the
62.
total do this project, you need another 62,659 for Larimore and 23,850 for Breeding Construction. I will stay on that, but that puts in 30 camping sites. And that has all the material.
That gets the power for 30 camping sites. I don't put them in because you gotta run power to the campsites, right?
That's in Larimore Electric.
Right. So that includes the 30. Oh, that don't sound so bad.
and this.
Here's-
What about the
Look
water?
at this, price this down and look at it, so you know.
What about the water?
The water will be in here with. It looks like Charlie's furnishing 15 Woodford hydrants, 15 2-inch saddles. Here, I'll pass this down to you.
The water's included in that cost?
This will be water and electric to 30 camping sites.
On this one or this one right here?
Well, this is where we
Both
should
of them
start.
together.
Oh, both of them together. So you're looking at 60, another 20.
All this information.
So you're looking at 80, something, 83,000.
I never did something.
Well, spend the way that the price is pretty good for something that's a positive.
It's just harder. And I
We're
thought
looking
it'd
at
be-
68.
I'm sure if you go for that.
Yeah, but I'm just making
Did you
sure.
also,
Go to 30.
Danny, did you all talk about that?
Mm.
Which it,
These bids?
We just had one bid, we just told.
Then,
Very brief.
Did they say what they was gonna charge for these spots?
$35.
I don't camp, is
How long
that?
is it gonna take for 35?
I know.
They asked me, and I told them to bring
Probably cheap.
I mean,
It is.
It's a little cheap.
It's on the cheap side. A lot of places, 60.
how long will it take to review? What, how much is it? It's 60, let's see, 60, so, what did I say, 80?
Then you're gonna have to have that.
$83,000. How long will it take? Out of $35 campground to get that regenerated?
It's, wait, not mix it.
I mean, you just let us take this one.
I
For 2 weeks.
I think
This is the second bid that I just got. We've been trying to get this, James been trying to get it. This is from Fisher Electric. And it's 66, you can look at that if you want to.
For the whole thing, water and stuff.
They don't
They don't do what.
No.
they just do electric,
So he's cheaper at 60.
62. And then
62.
just they're guys that put in a lot of hours just trying to get this worked out. And then they had to go in and, from the time we started this to the day, they had to go in and update the price changes. So it's been a nightmare. But the 30 camping sites, we give this part a chance to grow.
That's it right now.
two things to get in pocket.
Yeah, hey,
You gotta take some double films for reading all that.
The commissioners are okay with this. They didn't have the second bid, but we were supposed to have it.
So is that $83,000?
That you always say, of course they are.
Huh?
You always say, of course they are.
Well, that's what he's saying that, well, I think Greenman's only doing 23,000 for
But it's
15
something about
sites.
wood for-
15
wood-
sites is
water.
what Greenman is doing.
Some of the
No,
water-
1,500.
Feature at 1,500 is what I'm saying.
There'll be 100 between these two.
Well, there's reference bills.
Yeah.
Yes, do what?
Those bids will have to come before us again.
They'll be fine.
I make a motion, we table it.
You wanna pull?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I did, I went through my,
I do too.
I went through my,
I do too.
Who seconded it?
Well, another thing, Mark was gonna try to pay on this. He can use tourism money to help pay on this too, because that's the one thing tourism money can be used for is camping.
I have to go in front of the board to, once we get numbers to, present them with that,
there you go.
if they want.
Tell Brad check.
How much you tell Brown?
Yeah, just rounded up to 200.
Thanks, guys.
Gotta
We
get the
appreciate that
money.
support. But, yeah, I've got a meeting coming up later this month.
Well, let's see what they say.
Yeah,
So Duke is, the way I understood it was gonna be prepared to start on this in about 5 days. Do you want me to call a special meeting?
Really?
we,
What we done?
Oh, you have a motion now?
I make a motion with table it from this meeting. That's my, where I understand.
You know, I just really hate that they're just not coming and saying, we've got these campsites, these 5 or 6 that we have. They're sold out all the time and we're making this much. That would have sold, that would have
That'll
said,
help.
man, we need more. And
Well, I'm sorry that Sean asked me that question, but I'm not gonna lie to you.
yeah,
So,
I mean, one of the things that I made, I tried to make it very clear, is that if anybody's asking for additional, you come here, you present it.
Yeah.
And I understand that Jayden has something that she can't be here for, but how many people's on that board? 12?
so is that all we have for tonight?
We still got a motion there.
Second.
Yes.
I just have a procedural question. It's probably directed to your attorney with, I don't think you can just say you withdraw a motion, you've already voted on it. So what
Yeah.
has to be done to actually
So,
I
rescind
think
that
if
action?
Troy wants to add a motion to table and then a motion to rescind the prior action, then you could have a second of that.
okay.
So would Chad have to do that since he made the initial
You
motion?
can, it'd be cleaner. So you would do a motion to table and a motion to rescind the prior action.
All right, then I make a motion to rescind the prior action that I was tricked into.
Mhm.
And to table.
And to table.
Table. Okay, and then does he have a second on that? Okay, and now you can vote.
Now, you guys
Second.
all in favor? I'm definitely not gonna vote for this, but I think it's a mistake. Is that all we got for tonight? Would you guys hand me my bids back up here so I can?
Yeah.
Have them for later?
Yep.
Here, pass this.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Peter Storman?